The mark of an excellent company is to only make and deliver good products or services. When variability is allowed in a process, you get this: big headlines, bad image, great costs, and long-lasting consequences. Every activity depends on a process. But what is a process? It is a series of steps taken in order to achieve a particular result or to produce something. When we transform that into action, we see 3 universal steps in any process. 1. Setting up the workstation. 2. Performing the actions one is supposed to be doing. 3. Controlling the quality of one's own product or result. Therefore, to ensure the repeatability of any given process, with the same result each and every time, one must set standards that define and govern these 3 universal steps. The standards are defined by a technical expert, also called the standard owner. The standards are executed by a user, and the standards are enforced by the direct manager of that user on a regular basis. In our activity as well, we must ensure the repeatability of all our processes and their results. This is why we have developed StEDE Cube assessment tool to hunt and eradicate all sources of variability in any process. Following a quality incident, Wendy decides to conduct a StEDE Cube assessment at the station where the defect occurred. And this is how she's using the tool. She starts by identifying any source of variability in each of the 3 steps of a process. She then calls his direct manager, Farid. She asks Peter to set up his station, and standards instructions in hand, she checks out his actions. Wendy notices that Peter did not verify the manometer and that this verification does not appear in the standards. She asks, "What is the manometer for?" Farid explains that it measures the oil pressure at the station. And is this setting important? Well, if the pressure is not within limits, the station can create bad parts. So, Farid takes a picture to propose an improvement to Paul, the standard owner. The next step is identifying if the user of the standard and the direct manager were properly trained. Peter was trained by Farid, using the standard's instructions. And Farid was trained by Paul, the standard owner. Wendy then checks with Farid, how is he ensuring the strict and continuous execution of these standards? Farid tells her he routinely checks that the users are correctly executing the standards instructions. And just 2 days ago, he corrected Angela. Wendy then repeats the same 3 assessments with the working instructions and the quality controls. Wendy is now ready for the quotation. To score OK on existence, she has to recognize the standards are clear, visible, quantified, and doable. To score OK on deployment, she must verify the user is trained with the standards instructions, that he can explain and reproduce them, and that the direct manager is also trained. And to score OK on enforcement, Wendy has to validate the direct manager is routinely auditing the execution of standards. Of course, 9 OKs would be the best. However, if Wendy scores a not OK in any of the boxes, she has to note down her findings and with Farid and Paul, define an action plan that is then followed by management. Many of you have already been extensively using StEDE Cube, and here are the benefits you have shared.